thing off, Marvin.
Hey, let's go. Bench warmers. The bench warmers on, baby. I'm your boy Mac, Sports Attack, the Mac himself, Marvin Allen Cox, and this is the one.
The only, it's your boy weighing in at 5,000 pounds, the one and only WWE Grandmaster Champion, John Donato. Hey, tell Vince McMahon he can kiss my candy ass. What up, y'all?
What up, yo? The bench warmers in the house. We know y'all been asking for us. Life got in the way, but we are here today. And boy, we won't waste your time. There's been breaking news today, Don. Did you hear?
I might have checked my phone. I might know a little something about what's going on. Where we at right now? Where we at, Marvin?
See, they playing it low key here in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's where we at right now. So
I don't know if they sad. I don't know if they happy. They've been hating on this man for so much, and then they love him. So I don't know what it is. But John Collins was traded today. What? Man,
he's out of here. Say goodbye. I'm just saying. My boy JC is out of here. How do you think this impacts Atlanta as a whole?
Man.
Well, the Hawks. We'll say the Hawks. But how do you think this impacts the Hawks? Good or bad?
I think the fans don't really give a shit. Excuse my français, because I'm an Atlanta Magic fan, but I live here in Atlanta. I go to a couple of Atlanta games, and a lot of people was hating on Collins. They're like, damn, this dude don't do enough. Like, one game he ball out, 2 games he fall asleep. 1 game he ball out, 3 games he fall asleep. So a lot of fans are cool with this move. Mm-hmm. What do you think about it?
I think this is what Atlanta has been missing, as in not the fact that John Collins is leaving, but the fact that now Atlanta has a vet who's going to be on the floor. I feel like they're a young team, and I mean, they do need that vet to really coach them on the floor. They don't have no solid coach. That's been Atlanta's problem too. They ain't got no solid coach.
Well, they got a new coach again. They got a
new coach again. Exactly. So you need that veteran guy on the floor kind of seeing what's going on. And he's a big man. So I feel like that's something that they needed too. Not saying they don't have a big man. They definitely got Clint Capella, you know what I'm saying?
Who Don is talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The Atlanta Hawks traded John Collins for Rudy Gay and a 2nd-round pick. Now, I'm very taken back by Don Dollar Sign's optimism on Rudy Gay, because this ain't 10 years ago Rudy Gay.
You're right.
This is this year Rudy Gay.
I agree with you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and listen to your analysis, and so you saying this is the veteran piece Atlanta needed?
I feel like he's the Al Horford to them. Just that veteran piece that fits in. They're not gonna ask much, because you don't have to ask much when you have such a young team. You don't really need much because you got nothing, but you're surrounded by young players. So I think he's their Al Horford. He's their guy who's just on the floor. He's creating a small amount of attention. The good thing about him, he can get boards. It increases their rebound game. You got somebody who Trey can still throw him the ball for alley-oops. I mean, you're John Collins' game can be replaced. Bro, they just added DeJounte Murray. They don't need John Collins. They needed John Collins when they didn't have DeJounte Murray. Now they got Murray. They don't need John Collins.
I could be wrong, guys, but I feel like my boy over here is thinking of Rudy Gay from 2K 2014 when he was unstoppable.
I'm not.
We are now on 2K 24? That's a decade later, bro.
I know.
Like, Rudy Gay is long in the tooth. I think it is,
y'all said the same thing.
And the reason why I'm not judging it like that is because I think it's a salary dump. While we're talking, I'm gonna look up Rudy Gay stats from last year.
Hey, you don't want to say salary dump when you look at the Hawks money.
Rudy Gay averaged, oh shit, 5 points and 3 rebounds last year. Year before that, he averaged 8 points and 4 rebounds. So I don't think we're getting the Rudy Gay that we think we're getting. But why I say the
What?
salary dump is because with this new CBA coming, apparently a lot of people are afraid of this tax bracket. This is what I think. I think Atlanta's been they've been shopping Collins for a couple of years now, and they obviously haven't been getting back what they
You want to know
want.
why they be shopping him? Because he can be easily replaced.
I just don't think he fits the style they want to play. I
That's
think
what I'm saying. Yes.
they want a shooting power forward
Yeah.
as opposed to a bang in the paint power forward.
Because they don't need that. They got Clint Capella.
Because that's Capella's. Capella's role is grab all the boards and dunk a couple times a game.
Right.
So, Rudy Gay's salary, to my understanding, was a player option. He opted in at $6 million, and it's after this year is gone, right? Where John Collins was making about $25 million. So they're saving about $20 million here.
Look at their cap. Look at their salary cap.
Well, they're over the cap, indeed, but they're a lot less over the cap now, and they're under the luxury tax where they're gonna get smacked by it now.
The Hawks are over the cap.
Yeah.
What? They haven't spent no money. I was about to say their cap has to be low because they're not spending no money. They ain't never spent no money.
DeAndre Hunter gets a huge pay raise. Starting this season. So what I think it is, I just think is that I think they have an idea of who they want, and they knew they couldn't go get them until they got rid of. I guess whoever they want, the team didn't want John Collins.
Yeah,
so they was like, let's get his salary out of here, and we'll try to get him some other way. That's how I'm looking at it.
What do you think they want?
Whew, that's a question I wasn't prepared for. Shit. I don't know. I just some kind of shooting power forward because they got DeAndre Hunter who has to step up if they keep the team how it is now. They got Bogdanovich, they got Sadiq Bey, but all of these guys are like small forwards to me, right?
They're like small forwards. They don't really have no power forward. That's where they lack. They're just lacking power forward.
So I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they're looking for a shooting power forward, which is what I'm assuming, or they're looking for like a tough power forward who just be like, all right, stay out the way, do what Capella do, and let Trey, DeJounte Murray, and whoever's playing the three shoot.
Because you don't need John Collins when everybody can get to the basket. Everybody on the Hawks team can get to the basket, so you don't need John Collins. Everybody's getting to the basket.
John Collins just didn't know. I just don't think he has a role on the Hawks, and they finally was like, "You got to go," because it's like there's some games where he plays like in the paint power forward, where he's banging for rebounds, attacking the glass, whatever. And then there's some games where he thinks he's a shooter. And, there might be one game where he's hot, but then he's inconsistent shooting for the rest of the season. So it's like they want a guy who has a defined role. That's what I think.
Yeah. And then it's like what you said. They've been trying to shop him. They finally got somebody to where they can let him go, and that's DeJounte Murray. Now that you got DeJounte Murray, you don't need him. You don't. You move on. You get somebody who can consistently just stay where I want you to stay. It doesn't matter if Rudy Gay's old. Kevin Love's old, but he'll still give you 2 to 3 threes, hype your team up, get you out there. I think this is a great move for the Hawks because now we can start. Now they can start looking for other ways to win instead of trying to rely on Trey all the time and DeJounte. You can mix it up because those guys are always going to the paint no matter what. Not Trey. Trey's shooting wherever. DeJounte has a good little jump shot. So but you need somebody to where when they're not making it, you just need a consistent guy. Like I think that's Atlanta's only fault. They have no consistency in nobody but Trae Young. And he's the star. So of course you're only gonna have consistency in him. He has the ball 24/7. Of course you're gonna see consistency in him. The only other person that has consistency might be DeJounte Murray. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about just points wise. He'll consistently give you 15 to 20, and that's what you need. Like I said, I feel like the Hawks' problem is for so long they've just missed a veteran guy. They're just out there. It's just they're good hoopers. They're not like young teams like the Rockets who just nothing. They just don't have that veteran piece to kind of put shit together.
They did 1 year, and I think that might have been their best year when they had Vince Carter on the team.
Vince Carter, yeah, literally their best year. But that year is hard because what was that? Whose year was that? Was it Giannis? Giannis won that year?
I think so.
The year before. Yeah, Giannis won that year. So you can't, and he was on a GOAT season. So
at the same time, same argument with Collins. Like you said, Giannis was on a tear that year. Collins is the one defending.
Yeah. And you can't do nothing about that. And I'm not going to say, okay, let's not say that because I feel like on paper, Atlanta's a great team on paper.
But Collins did help them beat I think beat the Knicks that year and then beat Philadelphia that year.
Right.
And he did that famous dunk on Embiid. So
I think they're so young. Their biggest problem is Trae. But we're not going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Well, one thing I think that's big news is I think there was rumors that they were fed up with Trae. There was rumors that they might be done with Trae. And I think with Collins gone,
it's kind of to get rid of Trae.
It shows that Trae's staying. It shows that Trae's staying.
It's showing that it's easier to get rid of him.
How so?
Because now you let that. To be honest, John Collins is the only one Trae really got along with on the court. You let his best friend go, it's over with. He'll leave too. That's if he doesn't. His problem is he has no chemistry with his coaches. He don't have a chemistry with the organization, and they'll let you go because, to be honest, you're a number to them. I don't care what nobody says. You're a number to them.
If they get rid of Trae now, how the hell do you replace Trae?
That's the only thing that sucks about Trae. You can't just replace him unless you're going to go after somebody with a lot of money, and you got to go with a lot of money, and nobody's giving up their point guards like Trae. I mean, it's over with. So it's not like it's going to happen this year. I'm not saying Trae's going to leave this year or they're going to end their relationship with him this year because it's going to take a lot. You got to wait for somebody else to come available, but I promise you Trae won't be a Hawk for long.
So if that's how you feel, I'm just objectively thinking how you thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't a well thought out theory. This wasn't a well thought out plan. This is just a reaction to Don De Niro's prophecy.
I'm speaking of future.
So Young getting traded. So if you saying they say you said the organization's fed up with him, which is very much so true. He's been arguing with all the front office. Mm-hmm. You saying he don't get along with the coaches, which is very much true. Mm-hmm. But they've gone through a couple coaches. I think they're still stupid for getting rid of Budenholzer because since he left, they've been suck, and he's won a championship since he's been gone.
But that's the organization's fault. And you got to realize the organization just sold to the dad, just sold it to the son. So it's going to be more complicated these next couple of years.
So you gotta if you're gonna get rid of Trae, you gotta get something big in return. So
yeah, you do. That's the hard part. I don't know yet.
Damian Lillard?
You could.
That's a theory I've never tested. Now you saying that Trae, you think Trae is traded. This like I said, I didn't think this out, guys. Y'all gonna kill me for this one. Like, damn, Trae ain't no Damian. But I mean, all right, so Trae, maybe a couple first round picks.
Yeah, with them
they get Trae, so now they don't think that they starting over. Atlanta, they got a big man that freaking Lillard wants, and then he got DeJounte Murray, who is kind of like when he had CJ McCollum.
Exactly.
Shit, that might work.
That could work. I think it could work just because Trey goes somewhere where he can be the dominant man, like he always. Trey cares about being the dominant man. That's it. Trey goes somewhere where he can be the dominant man. He's young, so the Trailblazers say we're gonna rebuild. It just is what it is. They've taken into account that they want to rebuild. It is what it is. Damian doesn't want to rebuild. He still wants to play at a high level.
They admit that, but their actions are saying that.
Yeah, of course they're not going to.
But they said they're not rebuilding, and they want to keep Dame.
Why would I admit that when I have the best point guard in the league now? Probably top. I'm giving him top 2.
Because they're going to suck.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why the organization is not going to admit that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the organization is not going to admit that because
the worst thing in sports is to be in the middle, right?
Right.
And right now they're in the middle. Now, by them not trading the number 3 pick like Dame said he wanted help. They got Scoot Henderson. I think he's going to be the next star point guard.
Yeah, star point guard. You're right.
But he can't become a star if he's on the bench behind Dame. So if you want to start that out, I mean, you're not really rebuilding if you get Trey.
Damian Lillard sees what's going on in the league. Everybody wants to win now.
But he keeps saying he wants to stay. He keeps saying he wants to stay.
Man, you know what? Both of them got a toxic relationship. The owners.
That might be a great trade. Now, Trae Young has a whole new fresh start. And Damian Lillard.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense.
Damian Lillard got to feel like he could contend with the Hawks in the East because it's not the West. The East ain't the West.
And that's what I feel. I feel like, okay, take him to the East where he can get to the playoffs, get some momentum. These guys aren't that young to where they're like, we're rebuilding. They're an established team. The Hawks are an established team. So you switch them 2 out. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. It'll give him something that, hey, I can go at least to the finals. Because I don't care what nobody say. The East is always open. The East is always open for the finals. It's a golden opportunity in the East.
Hey, you can't argue with me that with Damian Lillard, DeJounte Murray, and Capella alone, the Hawks can't contend to win the East.
Yeah, I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The East is always open, bro. Anybody can come out the East, bro.
And then Portland, y'all still suck. But if you get Trey and a couple first-round picks, now you feel like, all right, we don't suck. Suck.
Yeah.
And we got some future building to build it up quicker. Yeah. I like that. I never thought this would have been a trade possibility, but
you get solid. Like the good thing about it, you still in the West where you can compete with other point guards. In the West, you want to compete with other point guards because that's going to take you there. You already got Steph Curry. You already got John. You already got Shai. You need a point guard to compete in the West. Jamal Murray, you got point guards in the West. So I feel like that would be a good Trey could live in the West. Like he's good. He's good out there. So I think that would be a great trade possibility. Now, if this come on ESPN tomorrow, they got to pay us. You got to pay me.
You got to at least shout us out, dog. At least
shout us out because
on the bench warmers, tune in to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe to us if you don't do that.
That would be crazy, but I'm definitely going with my boys.
And we got to cut that into short. We got to cut that into short. We got people to see this full video and that little clip. But all right, so that was breaking news today. John Collins traded to the Utah Jazz. I mean, Utah obviously is rebuilding. They don't give a crap. They got a million first-round picks. Oh, yeah, they didn't even give up a second. They only gave up a second-round pick, so they still got the rebuild.
They're still good
going on. They had to spend some money, or else they get in trouble for spending no money. So
Utah Jazz been doing a lot of good movement. I think they're of course they're committed to their rebuild. So they're
doing good movement that's committed to a rebuild. So if you're not on board with that, you'd be like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
But for how they fleeced the Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert and all them picks, they're doing a great job rebuilding.
Exactly.
But all right, so Hawks traded John Collins to Utah. So What do we got next?
Man,
This is
let's talk
Trey
about
Kington.
let's talk
Like
let's
the
talk
name of
about
the episode.